Aloha, it's me, Mikey. So today we're diving deep into the practice of mindfulness, and mindfulness has become a buzzword in recent years. And what does it really mean? And today we have a special guest, Talise, and she's going to share about how mindfulness works and how we can use it into our daily routine to enhance our well-being. So welcome.
Aloha. Yes, thank you so much, Mikey, and thank you to Alaka'i for having me. I'm really excited to be sharing a little bit about mindfulness, about meditation, and kind of what it is and why it's important. Just like you said, it's been a buzzword in recent years, and we've seen a lot more people talking about it and promoting it, but not a lot of people really know what it is. And so that's kind of why I wanted to come on here and help people understand what mindfulness is, what meditation is, what they aren't, and kind of the importance of it in your daily life.
Okay, so can you explain to us what mindfulness is like for you in your own words?
Yeah, of course. So to me, mindfulness is an awareness of what you are and what you're doing and a presentness in the moment. I think a lot of times we go throughout our day on autopilot and you're like, okay, I just need to do this and then I need to do that. And you go through the motions. And I think mindfulness is the exact opposite of that. It's really being present with the activity that you're doing or whatever it is you're doing and giving your full to it as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. And also, how did you first get introduced to mindfulness? Is this part of your major or your minor?
Yeah, of course. So I am an intercultural peacebuilding student here at BYU. I'm finishing up my time. I'll be graduating in winter. But I have taken quite a few of the peacebuilding classes from Chad, Amanda, David Whippy, McLean, and I've just really, really enjoyed it and found a passion for it. I was kind of hesitant at first to take the mindfulness class with Amanda Ford just because it wasn't something that I had grown up hearing about. It wasn't something that I had, I guess, good perception of. I think that a lot of times when you think of meditation or mindfulness, you think of someone, sitting on the floor with their hands in their lap, maybe chanting or something like that. And so I had those preconceived notions of what it was. But after a lot of my classmates let me know that it's a really great class and it just really helps you to have like mental clarity and be able to really connect with what's going on. I got interested in taking it. So I've been in Amanda's mindfulness class this semester, and it's been something that I've really enjoyed learning about. Even though it's a little bit hard for me sometimes, it doesn't come naturally to everyone, and you have to work for it even if it does come a little more naturally. But it's been an interesting class, and I'm glad to be here to share about it.
Yeah, when you say it's hard, is it the meditation? Because if I remember I took her class when I was a junior, and then I remember we did some kind of meditation practice, and it was so hard for me.
Yeah.
I have ADHD.
Yep, same.
Yeah. So just sitting there and then, being mindful with my actions and my thoughts, it just makes me more anxious. I don't know. So even until now, I'm trying to understand how can people enjoy doing it. Like for you, what challenges do people commonly face when starting a mindfulness practice?
Yeah, of course. And just like you, I also have ADHD. So to sit and be quiet for long periods of time when there's a million things running around in my mind, from thoughts to things I need to do to these homework assignments that are just giving me stress, it's hard to think about just sitting and being still. But mindfulness can really be practiced anytime, anywhere, by anyone. You can be mindful in eating, you can be mindful in exercises, you can be mindful in your personal interactions. And so it doesn't just have to be this idea of sitting and being quiet, although I think that is a good practice for people to learn because it does help still your mind. It reduces stress and anxiety, and it can be really beneficial. And I agree. I think that a lot of people have a hard time getting started. It seems very daunting to set aside time to sit down and be quiet. And a lot of people have this problem with being alone with their thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of people have this aversion to mindfulness because they're like, oh, I don't want to just sit and be alone with my thoughts. But there are a lot of things that mindfulness isn't, that I think people get kind of confused sometimes about mindfulness. Let me see here real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So meditation is not just a relaxation technique. It doesn't mean going into a trance. It doesn't mean falling asleep. And it's not running away from reality. I think a lot of people have that idea that you're just secluding yourself, right? And there's this quote that I love from John Kabat-Zinn, and we're reading his book in class right now. He says, "People attempt to avoid at all costs any thoughts, feelings, memories, or physical sensations that might cause distress. This is tantamount to holding themselves back from life itself out of fear of their own inner experience." And I think meditation allows you to connect with yourself in a way that you can experience life, and you can do it with a full array of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and not be scared of the harder ones or the negative ones, right?
Yeah, I totally agree, because before this, I always thought that being mindfulness in general is always relate with meditation, yoga, sitting still, be
Yeah.
quiet. But the more I learn about mindfulness, actually you could practice it in other ways as well. Like for me, one of my ways to be mindful is with my clothing. Because I know I spend money on like shirts, dresses, skirts like that, but I make sure that I'm mindful about it. Is I would ask myself, is this something that I would wear for long term, so that I could be more mindful with my money and also with the stuff that I'm wearing. And also, when you mention about some people are very mindful about what they eat. And again, I think we need to like educate people around us and also educate ourselves that mindfulness is just not just one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for you, other than attending classes and majoring in peace building, do you have any recommendations for books or apps or anything for
Yeah.
people to learn more about it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that there are so many resources that are available to us that we might not know of. And that can be one of the really hard things for people, is that they don't know where they can access those resources. And so it seems like they would have to do a lot of work to just find a resource. So there are all kinds of resources. There are apps. One that a lot of people talk about is this app called Headspace. There's the Calm app. I don't know if you've heard about it, but these apps have a lot of free features. So a lot of them you don't even have to pay for, but they have something that I really like is when I'm having a certain emotion or feeling throughout the day. When I do my meditation at night, I look up a meditation that has a keyword in it. So if I've had a really stressful day, I look up on YouTube or on one of these apps, 5-minute anti-stress meditation. Or if I'm having trouble sleeping, 10-minute sleep improvement meditation. You can type in those keywords and things will come up that have a goal or a purpose for that thing specifically. Other resources that people can access here at school, actually, there is meditation lab hours, and students of Amanda's class do this as part of the class, but it's really open to anyone. The ones that I go to are on Thursdays, 10:30 in the McKay room 118, hosted by Susie Suyama. She's one of the peace building field directors, so kind of like a TA. Other departments might call it a TA. The counseling center has, they often do meditation classes or have different resources. And one that's kind of cool, you mentioned a lot of people associate meditation or mindfulness with yoga. And it's not always that way, but it can be, right? Being mindful and meditating can include moving your body, stretching your body and your muscles, right? There's mindfulness in that physical exercise. And so the school has yoga in the dance studio on Mondays and Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. So those are some resources for students here on campus.
Do you enjoy doing yoga?
I think that I haven't done enough yoga to know if I enjoy it. During one of our classes, we did have one of the students lead a yoga session, and we had Amanda lead a yoga session, and it amazed me how out of breath I got. I did not realize that yoga was that strenuous on your body, right? You're doing all these positions, and we were doing easy stuff, right? Things you heard of, upward dog, downward dog.
Yeah.
And I was getting out of breath and I was getting sweaty, and I was like, this is not what I think of when I think of yoga, right? And I could feel a good stretch in a lot of my body. And after we did that yoga, we then did a meditation, and it was so much better because I was able to find that mind-body connection, right? When we do mindfulness, well, when we practice mindfulness, there are so many aspects that link to not only your mind and your heart, but also your body as well. And so doing yoga before or after a meditation can really help you center yourself and focus a little bit more.
Now that it seems like you learn a lot by attending this class, and then what is the most rewarding aspect of teaching or educate mindfulness to others?
I think that the most rewarding aspect is giving the knowledge to people that don't have it. Right here at this school, we have so many students from all over the world and speaking, so many different languages with so many different cultural backgrounds. And oftentimes, let's just specifically talk about like mental health. Mental health is kind of taboo. People don't want to talk about it. But mindfulness in mental health can be an introductory way to start talking about mental health and be able to give people resources. I think mindfulness for me is super important because it helps me to regulate, or I guess better understand what I'm feeling. Sometimes we are going throughout the day and you're just angry all day, or you're just frustrated all day, and you're like, okay, I don't even know what started this. I don't even know why I'm feeling this way. And a lot of people end up doing journaling to try and better understand their emotions. And that's another piece of mindfulness. Journaling, meditating, yoga, those are all mindfulness practices. You can be mindful going on a walk. You can be mindful with your food. And I just think that people don't have enough knowledge of it to be able to implement it in their lives. And that's really what I want, is people to know that mindfulness can look like a lot of different things. It can work for you. You just have to find that niche, right?
How about yourself, other than doing yoga?
Yeah. So for Amanda's class, and I didn't do any mindfulness or meditation practice before Amanda's class, but for Amanda's class, we've been asked to start at the beginning of the semester a 5-minute guided meditation, and to work up to a 20-minute meditation unguided, right? Okay. So like just being alone kind of and doing it, not even self-guiding, just really just meditating. And while I'm not at 20 minutes yet, I have gotten to a really good time that I feel comfortable with. And what I do is I like to have a guided meditation, and I like to do it at the same time and in the same place every day. I have the same pillow that I sit on, and I sit down, I find a comfortable position, and I let the guided meditation go for 5, 10, or 15 minutes. And then I take just a little bit longer to just be still and quiet. And that's something that I really love about meditation, or even mindfulness, is in the church, we have these scriptures that say, peace, be still. And we have, the hymns that say, be still, be quiet, things like that. And so it really is, it can be a religious aspect as well. When you go to church, right? And you partake of the sacrament, and then you're waiting for the sacrament to be done being passed, what do? Be reverent, be still, be quiet, pray, meditate. And so that's something that I've added to my Sunday practices, is meditating during that time. And the first time I did that, my husband Alex was next to me, and he's like, what are you doing, right? Because I sat up tall and I elongated my spine, and I just was breathing at a very rhythmic pace. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm meditating. So it was funny, but it really helped me to better focus on where I was and what I was doing. I was partaking of the sacrament. I was here in church. I was connecting with the members, and it felt really good.
Oh, that's nice. And speaking of guided meditation, would you like to guide us at least for 5 minutes?
Of course, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it right now?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we're going to do a meditation with Talise right now. Okay, feel free.
All right. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I want to start by inviting you to find a comfortable position, whether that's laying down or sitting up. And I'd like you to bring your hands into your lap. You can bring them to your heart center, whatever feels comfortable for you. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And as we get started with this meditation today, I'd like you to think of an intention or a goal for this meditation today. Sometimes people choose things like, I want to feel less stressed, or I want to be happier. And once you have that intention, I want you to hold on to it. I want you to bring it to your heart. I want you to say it over in your mind like a mantra. And then let that be with you throughout this session today. As you're listening to my voice, I'd like you to bring your awareness to your breathing. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. How does it feel? Where does the air go? As you breathe in again, try to bring that air into your stomach. Fill it up as much as you can. And as you breathe out, push your belly button all the way back to your spine. I'm going to count us onto a breath, and we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold, okay? So in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to go in through our nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. As you let your breathing return to normal, I want you to imagine your happy place, whether that's the mountains, the beach, at home. And I want you to notice what's around you. Is it grass and trees? Is it the ocean, sand? Imagine that you're right there in the middle of all of it. How do you feel? Notice the feelings. You can name them. Let it in, let it be, and then let it go. There's so much good in the world, and you deserve it. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace. I want you to say that to yourself. I deserve happiness. I deserve peace. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are capable. As we get ready to come out of the meditation, I'd like you to bring your attention once more to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. You can start to bring awareness back to your body, moving your fingers and toes, moving your legs, moving your neck. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and be present here again with us.
All right. Wow, you have a soothing voice.
Thanks. I'm trying to be quiet so it can be nice.
Yeah. It's like ASMR.
I'd love to do ASMR. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yes. So everyone, and again, thank you for guiding us and also sharing your insights and experience with us. And also, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe on Spotify, Alaka'i the podcast, and don't forget to practice a little mindfulness each day. Until next time, stay present and stay mindful. Bye.
Bye. Mahalo.
Mahalo.